true is that there's 2 million families waiting to adopt right now. Does that make sense?
That is a very dark and dangerous moral conclusion, and it is not a pretty thing. Y'all ever seen the movie Minority Report? If you haven't, I'd watch it or just look it up and you'll get the gist of what I'm getting at here. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying this content, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. God bless. Back to the video.
I mean, we could stand here all night and disagree, but I think a woman or a man, I think everyone's right to choose what to do with themselves and their bodies trumps anything and everything.
So let me ask, but do you admit that the baby is not her body? Getting a haircut or getting a cosmetic improvement, there's a separate being involved, yes?
And that boils down to your and my interpretation of what that separate being is and its life, and when its life begins. The child is inside the mother's body, and the mother needs to have the right to choose whether she wants to go.
Why does the location of the being matter to its moral worth?
But we're not going to get anywhere if we can't agree on when the being comes into existence. You believe that the child is born when it's conceived. I believe a child is born when it lives experiences.
Lives experience. Wait a second. When my baby was 26 weeks old, kick and familiarity with my voice, listen to music, so experiences. I mean, and why would you draw that line? Why not the creation of the deoxyribonucleic acid, the DNA, when the new being's process, its full and complete adult human development begins.
I have another question for this dude. Does a woman have 20 fingers and 20 toes? Yes, I'm probably going to start laughing, but if it's her own body, obviously she must have 4 hands, 4 feet, 2 heads, etc., etc. It only makes sense.
I wouldn't like to say that you got me dumbfounded, but I think this conversation is essential to what America is.
I agree with you.
And to see what's happened at the Supreme Court and to see how it's affected young people on my campus, young people around America, young people around the world who resoundingly disagree with what you say. So I believe I'm not going to stand here and change your mind about this issue, but I think we're going to have to...
Yeah, just so we're clear, the Supreme Court sent it back to the states. So how the heck did it impact anybody here at Barbara? Abortion is not just legal, it's a constitutional right in California. So I'm not backing on that. Secondly, I'll just say this. You're right. A lot of people think abortion should be legal. Just because a lot of people think something is not right. God bless you. Thank you for being here.
It affected them mentally because now there's really no reason to be fearful. They have a fear of having to face the consequences of their selfish actions. You have people all over the United States who constantly engage in debauchery, having all this sex, thinking, it's no big deal, whatever, it's disgusting. The sexual revolution and its consequences have been terrible for the United States. And you can look at the fact that it's cost the lives of at least 500,000 Americans every year to justify that. And there's so many other negative effects. Dating, marriage. Our generation is fucked, and I gotta say it because more people need to wake up to this. It is a huge problem. And you have that fertility crisis, so many other things that follow that we get into at another time. With all that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in.